everyone, we're back. I'm Lucy Cohen, one of the co-founders of Mazuma. We are micro-business specialists, subscription-based accountancy services for small and micro businesses. This is our series of videos about some of the most common questions we get in accounts and tax. We've been doing this a long time, 15 years now, so we've heard it all. Danielle, more so than me, has definitely heard it all. And one of the biggest considerations you have when you start a company or when you start working for yourself is what legal structure you're going to use to do that. And the number one, you Google it, the number one thing you're going to get is, should I be a sole trader or a limited company? It's a big question, different implications for both. So Danielle is here, incredibly experienced, very qualified, chartered accountant who's been working for us a very long time. So she's put up with me for a very long time. Who's going to explain it to us. So Danielle, first up, what does being a sole trader mean? What does that entail?
So a sole trader is the simplest form of business to have. It's very straightforward. So you're taxed on any profits you make. It doesn't matter whether you take that money out or you leave it all in the business. Whatever the profit is, that's where you'll pay your tax on. You'll pay tax and class 2 and class 4 NI. So it's got 3 different types of taxes that you'll pay on the profits of the business.
Okay, so easy peasy. And to get started as a sole trader, all you have to do is start trading, basically, right?
Yep. Well, I'm registered with HMRC to let them know.
Yeah. Is it within how many weeks of, usually within a few weeks of getting your first income?
Yeah, ideally within the first 3 months, you want to let them know.
Great. Yeah. And what happens then is HMRC, you'll be on their system and they'll send you notification to file a personal tax return.
There'll be an important number on there as well, so look out for that. That's your UTR number, a 10-digit number, and you'll need that to be able to file your tax return.
There we are. So sole trade is really nice and simple. There's no legal difference between you and the company, which I suppose the pros are it's really easy to set up. The cons are that if you got sued, then you're personally getting sued, or debts are are attached to you personally. Yeah. So a limited company then, very different beast. What is a limited company?
So it's a separate legal entity to you, so it is completely different. So any liabilities are with the company rather than with you personally, unless obviously you sign up to any agreements for it to be any different. A limited company pays corporation tax rather than personal tax. So again, it pays tax on its profits, and then you are taxed separately on any money you take out of that company, whether that be through salary or dividends. But yeah, different type of tax this time around.
Yeah, and we do have a video on how to take money out of a limited company, which Danielle explains really well. So go and check that out if you want to learn about the differences between doing that. And like you touched on there, Danielle, a limited company, there's a lot more compliance around it. There's a lot more work to do, right?
Yep. So you need to have certain things in place. So you need to have some shares issued in the company, a director who's going to take charge and run the company, and they need to be listed on Companies House. So some of your details will be out there for the public to see.
Yep.
You have to complete a confirmation statement every year. You have to submit annual accounts to Companies House every year. Again, the public are able to see those. You also need to submit full accounts and a corporation tax return to HMRC as well. So there's a lot more paperwork involved with being a limited company compared to your standard sole trader.
So given that, why would you go down the route of being a limited company rather than a sole trader, given that it's so much more of a faff?
So obviously you've got the potential reduced personal liability, so that's a big bonus. Tax is the main thing. So corporation tax at the minute is at 19%, and that's just standard across all of your profits. So if you compare that to a sole trader who's paying tax at 20, potentially 40%, plus then the national insurance on top of that, there can be some considerable tax savings in operating as a limited company.
Yeah, great. So those are the main two, really, sole trader versus limited company. Hopefully we've touched on that for you, and you've got a kind of very brief overview of those two things. Like we always say, if in doubt, chat to an accountant or a business advisor who's going to be able to kind of guide you through it. You can swap between the two setups, but it's easier to go from being a sole trader into a limited company than it is the other way around. So I think we tell people, if you're starting up a business and you're not sure what that's going to look like, start off as a sole trader, and you can get an accountant to help you assess is it the right time to become a limited company, and they can hold your hand through that process. And that a lot, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Thousands of times.
quite a lot of times.
Lovely. Well, brilliant. Dan, I know you're so busy. Thank you so much for your time. Everybody else, hopefully you've got something good out of this video, and we will see you on the next one.